This is In My Lounge Room, and I'm your host, Skye.
And I'm your other host, Damo, and on today's episode, we're talking about existentialism and the meaning of life.
That sounds fancy.
Hey, Skye, how you doing?
Oh, look, spectacular. It's my favourite word.
It's always very positive. Whether you're spectacular or not remains to be seen or,
True.
remains to be proven.
I mean, I just feel like I can't start with, shit.
Why not?
Okay. No.
I mean, because, I'm going to be honest, while we've been sitting here, you have been doing your fair share of bitching.
Oh, full on.
So maybe prior to that conversation, you need to get things off your chest. So maybe you are spectacular. I don't know. You're pretty spectacular.
Yeah,
so
I feel like I've just gone blah, blah, blah to you, and then now I'm all I feel great. Yeah.
All right, we're back in the echoey room.
I do love a good echo room.
Yeah.
Echo.
My mate Chris has offered some what is going on with your audio track?
I don't
weird.
know.
I'm just going to zoom in on that. No, nothing. It's fine. Yeah. My mate Chris has offered some calming for the walls, some acoustic treatments that he made, but they're too big to fit in my car, so I can't get them.
So I should have gotten them on the way here.
Yeah, I hadn't even thought about it.
Yeah.
I've just had too many things happening. Okay. But yeah, this room's got a drum kit in it, and everything in here is shiny and hard, so it echoes. Sorry about that, but that's life.
That is life.
But we could put up some stuff on the walls. So yeah, had a busy day, busy weekend. Friday I was sick.
Yeah, I didn't know if we'd be recording. Your voice was like a sick voice.
It was terrible.
Yeah.
I rang up work and I'm like, yeah, hey, how you doing? Because I couldn't ring my boss because he had the day off. So I'm like, I rang reception and they were closed. And I'm like, I'll just ring one of my team members and let them know to tell HR or to tell somebody I'm sick. And I rang up. I'm like, hey, how you going? Because I was still kind of, I didn't feel, you
just sounded terrible.
I'd sound bad. I'm like, I have a sore throat. In today's climate, you go to work sounding like that with a sore throat or coughing. They kick you out anyway. So I'm like, I'll just ring up sick. And so she's like, oh, you don't sound good. Are you sick? And I'm like, yeah, I've got a sore throat. So I'm not coming in. She's like, okay, cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, it wasn't fun. So I slept for a lot. And then when I woke up in the later morning, 11 o'clock in the morning or something, it was super dry because, of course, by that time, normally I've drunk a litre of water.
Yeah.
So my throat was dry, which made it worse. And then it was just I tried to speak and it was,
I don't know what time I got a voice message from you, but I was like, whoa.
Yeah, you voice messaged me in the morning. And so I just messaged you back because I couldn't be bothered typing. And yeah, it wasn't fun. But it started to clear up yesterday. And because I wanted to do some singing on Friday night, but that was just not going to happen.
No.
I ended up singing with Billy though to help her practice for her song for her band for performance last night, and then yesterday I kind of it just felt scratchy, so feeling much better today.
Oh, that's good.
So,
that's
good.
Good.
Only a couple of days, I was a bit concerned, but it's all good.
That's what
no sicknesses in your life this week. No hospital visits.
No, it's been a very boring week actually. Just normal parenting, just normal stuff. Yeah. Oh no, hang on. No, I did have to take Joshua for an X-ray.
Okay.
Yeah. So on Sunday he fell off his skateboard after going down a hill.
Okay.
And then he was like, "Oh, my wrist is sore." I'm like, "Oh, it'll be fine." And then it stayed sore. And then my mum was like, "I'll put a splint on it," because my mum is a nurse and likes to do things like that. I'm like, "Okay, cool." And then I just sort of kept. He seemed fine. And then it must have been Thursday morning, he was really complaining. I was like, "Fine, I'll make a physio appointment." Anyway, we get to the physio and the physio's like, feeling around. He's like, so when did this happen? Like Sunday. He's like, and you haven't seen a doctor? I'm like, no, I just thought he was just being dramatic. And he's like, I think maybe it may be broken, like just one of the smaller bones. And I'm like, oh, okay. Well, I said it wasn't swollen and he wasn't, and it's just, and it seems.
Yeah, they don't really. I've broken bones in my hand and they just hurt for a really long time.
Yeah. So, and I was like, and so I'm like, but I'm not a bad mum. I felt like I was having it. And he's like, it's fine. But I could see, you just sense, I'm like, you're not a parent because I can sense the full judge.
Yeah.
And he goes, I'm going to get you off to the x-ray. And I'm like, fantastic. It's just what I wanted. So off we go to the x-ray, and then like Benjamin's complaining about just going and being hungry, and we get there, and then we've got to wait. Why do we have to wait?
So 2 visits to hospital in 2 weeks. With any of the same staff there to see you come in with your damaged children?
No, thank goodness. No. Thank goodness. Yeah.
So it is broken. Did you get the X-ray?
No, it's got. He's just pulled some tendons, so it's fine. It's just in an area where they were like it could, because of the smaller bones in the. So it's fine. It's just he's got to wear a splint for a little while and just like massage and just exercise.
But that's cool though. When you're 10, like having a cast or something on is kind of cool. Yeah. When you're a boy, when you're a girl though, like Billy hates wearing an ankle brace. She's like got a sore ankle for the last couple of weeks, and she just hates wearing the brace. And I'm like, you have to wear it.
Yeah,
it won't heal because your ankle's moving all the time. You have to get it to sit still so the muscles can heal. And she hates it. She's like, it doesn't go with my outfit.
Yeah, that's right.
Like, it's black.
Yeah,
it goes with everything.
Joshua's all like, look at me, I look like a bionic man because he's got a black one, so it's quite cool. Yeah, so he's all like, and it's on his left hand, so he can still do stuff. Yeah. So he's totally fine.
I've got so many braces and things. I've got knee braces. I've got 3 different ankle braces. I've got wrist braces.
Yeah, right.
Because, I skateboard.
Yeah.
So.
Well, and I did say, I did say to Joshua, you may be going down a hill, like you're wearing a helmet. Like full, like just down the hill.
He was wearing a helmet?
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank goodness.
Yeah.
Yeah. Otherwise, but then the other mum was like, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. I'm like, no, like he's the idiot. Don't be sorry.
But that's like, if you decide that skateboarding is something you want to do, accept that you will spend time in hospital at some point.
Yeah.
You're guaranteed.
Yeah.
You're going to hurt yourself.
It's like he went through a phase where he's obsessed with it, and then he started hanging out with kids that didn't like it, and now he's back hanging out with kids who like it, and I think he's gone, oh yeah, I forgot how awesome this is.
Yeah, it is awesome.
Yeah.
But it's probably the most dangerous sport you can do.
Oh,
I mean, apart from, skydiving and crap like that. But even those have actual safety regulations.
Yeah.
Skateboarding is just like, go to a shop, buy a skateboard, and go skate.
Good luck.
Yeah, have fun with that.
Yeah.
You can wear, obviously, helmets and pads and stuff, but it kind of hampers you a bit to wear like knee pads because you can't bend so much, and elbow pads and stuff. Kids should wear them though. Yeah. And like they're really until you're like super competent as a skateboarder on and let's say when you're like 14 to 16, if you're under 13, you should be wearing knee pads, elbow pads, wrist guards, helmet every time you step on a skateboard, because this happens because they haven't learnt to fall yet.
Yeah.
Or you have to spend time learning to fall. The way I did it was I didn't have, because I learnt to skate in like the late 80s, early 90s. I would get on a skateboard and I would roll down the driveway or roll.
Oh, imagine him doing that on my driveway.
Oh, no. Your driveway would he would hit the curb at the bottom and launch into your neighbour's front.
It'd be pretty amazing.
Yeah. And then you'd be going to hospital.
Yeah.
But no, I would roll down the driveway or just roll across the car park if there was grass or something and just go flat out.
Yeah.
And then when you get to the grassed area, jump off and throw yourself at the ground. And practice, or even running along and throw yourself at the ground and learn to hit the ground.
Sorry, I would I would just run and be like, yeah, no. Continuing walking.
No, you got to learn to fall.
Yeah, no.
So once you've learned to fall on grass, then you got to learn to fall on concrete. And so now I'm.
Could you jump out of a car? Do you think and roll?
Yeah, but I'd hurt myself.
I mean, I think anyone would. Yeah. I mean, would jump out of a car and be like,
if I was doing less than 10 kilometres an hour, no worries.
Yeah,
that's
I don't mean like 60 Ks or whatever. Jump out now.
So on a skateboard, you going really fast, you're probably doing up to 20 k's an hour.
Yeah.
And I've fallen off at high speed, and you heard a lot. But so if I was in a car doing 20 k's an hour, I'd jump out of it.
Yeah.
No worries at all.
Yeah.
Stuntman. Because you kind of like, you've either got to hit the ground and roll, or you've got to, like if you're falling backwards, you've got to kind of grab the ground and push it away from you and slide on it. So it's all sliding or rolling.
Right.
And you never, like you've got to kind of act as if it's like you're grabbing it and pushing it away from you. So you grab the ground and you push it. You don't always have time to do that. And when you're a kid, you might not have the presence of mind to do that, and you'll stick your arm out with your elbow straight, and that's when you snap bones and you land on your knees and you crack your kneecaps.
Sounds great.
Break your elbows.
Yeah.
Your collarbones are a good one. They break collarbones.
I broke my collarbone falling off a horse and cart and putting my arm out.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and then literally the horse went, ooh, got a bit scared, and I went the other way.
How's this, right? A mate of mine, when we were kids, he on their farm they had a thing called a Honda Odyssey.
Yeah.
Right now these days, an Odyssey's like a big family mover, but it was like it's basically like a go-kart with blow up wheel, like big, the big balloon tires. The off-road,
I know what you're talking about.
And it has a big frame.
Yes.
So it's like just an off-road buggy thing.
Yeah.
With a roll cage.
Yeah.
And you do jumps on it.
Yeah.
You just fang
Sounds
around,
awesome.
right?
Yeah.
Now he rolled the thing, which happened a lot. I rolled it lots of times.
Yeah.
But what you do when you roll a vehicle is just if you take your hands off the steering wheel and you put them on your chest.
Yeah, okay. Like as if like the plane's crashing.
Yeah, you just grab onto the safety harness.
Yeah.
And just
pray
for it. Yeah. If you can just hold on to the steering wheel and kind of let it go with it, but that can break your wrists.
Yeah, okay.
Because
So just
when the wheels hit the ground, it will wrench it out and it will snap your wrists.
Yeah.
What you do not do when you're in this vehicle, which probably weighs, 200 kilos, right?
Yeah.
Is put your arm out to try and stop it.
What the heck?
So it's rolled over.
Yeah.
He's strapped in with like a full racing harness.
To stop the buggy.
Yeah, so you've got a racing harness on. It'll go upside down.
Yeah.
You'll be okay because that's what the thing's designed to do. No. He rolls over, sees the ground coming, puts his arm out.
It's just instinct, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, go away, ground.
No. Snap.
Oh, God, that just made me cringe.
And then one of his cousins, because we're dickhead kids out the farm, right? It's got one seat, but there's nothing stopping you loading it up with people. And so you'd have one kid sitting on the front with the legs hanging out.
Oh, my God.
One kid driving, one kid standing on the back on the frame on the outside, just fanging around on this thing, holding on. And if it started to get out of control, then you get thrown off it.
It's fine.
But one of his cousins, instead of having his legs inside the vehicle, because someone else had been sitting there, he had them on the mud flaps on the outside, the outside of the roll cage.
I'm just imagining what happened.
So when he rolled it with his leg on the outside of the roll cage, his ankle snapped.
Yuck. Oh, poor kid.
Yeah, well, we were idiots.
Well,
That's what you did. I mean, we used to do things like we'd go and find a bonnet from a car out in the bush.
Slide on it.
Turn it upside down, tie a rope on it, hook it onto the back of a motorbike or the ute and drag each other around the paddock in it.
It's a boy thing.
You put on some body armor, some motocross body armor and a helmet because you think you're protected.
Yeah, so protected.
Just fang around and throw each other off it. And
meanwhile, I'll be there like going, oh, look at my Barbie's hair. I'm just going to braid it and then put her in a new outfit.
We were probably a little bit older at this stage. This would have been, but...
okay, like what, 12?
No, like probably 15.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Old enough to know better, but also old enough to be a little bit more extreme in the stupid shit we did because we had like man-sized bodies by this point.
Yeah.
So we'd do more dangerous things.
Oh my God.
But it probably started when we were really young. Oh God. Actually, I remember when I was about 18. This is Damo's misspent youth now. Me and my mate Michael and I think Mark, a few guys anyway, we'd go out and find, like out in the bush, there's just rocky outcrops. Like there's Meriden Rock, for example. There's this huge rock. And it's kind of like, like Ayers Rock, where there's just a big rock sticking out of the ground, but they're not that big. So a lot of them have sheer cliffs where like the rock breaks off because it's granite and it snaps. It's a brittle rock. Or quarries. Yeah,
love a quarry. Mandra's got a couple of those.
So we would go out to quarries and rocky outcrops and see, back in there was no such thing as parkour, but we were doing what would now be called parkour, jumping from rock to rock across huge crevices and stuff. And then you get bolder and bolder and boulder, jumping on boulders, where we used to go unassisted rock climbing at nighttime.
Cool. That sounds really intelligent. Yeah. That sounds like, really clever, dumb things to do.
Yeah, because we go out and
it's just a boy thing.
Up at the quarry, you could kind of go up and you could climb along it, and there was a certain path you could take. So we decided to go there at night time, and you just kind of climb up it, and there's little bits you can kind of hang on to with your fingers and stuff. And it wasn't that difficult because heaps of people did it, but because it wasn't like it was uncharted, but you didn't need,
the harness and everything.
You could just go and climb this thing. But there was a section there where we walked across it at night time, and it was like there was a ledge, and the ledge got really narrow, and then it was only a few inches wide, and then it was on an angle. Okay. So you just had to rely on the laws of physics that gravity was going to keep you attached to the wall if you leant forward on the right angle. So we went across there. And we went further than we'd been before. And then we came back the next day to look at where we'd climbed. And the piece of ledge, quote unquote, they're walking on, it wasn't a ledge, it was a darker piece of granite. So
my God.
In the night time, we're like, that's a ledge. So we walked across it. We didn't walk across it, like pushed ourselves up onto the wall and shimmied across, thinking that we were walking on a ledge. But no, it wasn't. It was just a dark piece of rock that in the daytime, our brains would have gone, don't go on that.
Yeah, but at night time, we got this. Yeah.
That's all right. It's a ledge. Just walk on it.
Yeah, let's do it.
It's difficult, but we can do it.
We're fine.
So it just shows the power of the mind, really.
Yeah, and darkness. That hides a lot.
Yeah, because obviously we were physically capable of doing it, and the laws of physics allowed us to do it. But in the daytime, it was fear that stops you doing things.
Yes, wow. Isn't that amazing?
Yeah, and that comes back around to skateboarding, weightlifting.
Yes, true. Yes. It's true. When you first start weightlifting, you're lifting lighter, and then eventually you get heavier and heavier, and then people are like, wow, how can you lift that much? I'm like, well, just keep lifting more. Yeah. My body gets used to it.
And believe that I can.
Yeah.
Because that's one of the biggest hurdles, right?
Yes. And it's funny, like I find it harder with like things like snatch. Yeah. Because the concept of snatch is like the dumbest move ever. It's like when you watch a snatch, just clean and jerk makes sense. You clean it to your chest, you're in a squat, then you stand up and then you jerk it above your head. That's it. That makes much more sense. Yeah. Snatch is like the most awkward looking move where you sort of like jump under a bar to stand it up.
And then you use the momentum of that arch of your body.
Yeah,
it creates a wave of energy up through your body.
Yeah, so you have to keep the bar as close to your body in order to come above your head. But while you're going, it's the momentum of how fast your body goes under the bar that gets it above your head. Yeah. But when it's like more than 60 kilos, the brain goes, what the fuck are you doing? And it's like I have to go like in like 1 kilo increments when I go and do PBs. Like it's so slow. Like I'll be like, okay, today I'm going to do 61 kilos.
Yeah, that's why I love those. I've got the incremental weights, and the smallest ones I've got are 250 grams. Yeah. So you can put 250 grams on it. No, actually, I've got 125 gram plates, so I can go up in 250 gram increments if I want.
Yeah. Well, I've done that because with snatch, there's no way I can be like, okay, I'm now going to go up by 5 kilos. Your brain just can't do it.
If you're that Georgian dude.
Oh, that's different. He's just But me,
what's that guy's name? He's like 6'6". The heavyweight, the guy who broke all the records.
Is he Georgian or is he Turkish?
Oh, is he Turkish?
I think he's Turkish.
Georgian, but
Anyway, he's insane.
Yeah.
But the ones that I love the most are like the sort of the 70 kilo guys. A lot of them are Chinese who are lifting like double, 2.5 kilos their weight.
That Liu guy.
Yeah.
And
Liu Zhenjiao.
That guy is insane.
And he's got his jerk isn't a split jerk. It's just a jerk, which means he's squatting like normally, not splitting it. And then being like, stand it up. Whoa, it's amazing.
So there's this lift that you can do for your lats and your traps and your shoulders at Lou raise. that he goes.
Oh, I love them. Yeah.
Because that's named after him because it's basically a lateral raise.
Yeah.
But you keep going all the way up to the top.
It's very pretty.
But you use plates, not dumbbells. So you put your fingers through
in
the
there,
plates,
and then
you can turn the plates as you go.
Yeah.
And it's really good once you get it above your head because you feel like if you do it out here, it's not working.
No,
You've got
but
to
you
get it right
there.
above your head, and it gets your shoulders, and that's where he reckons is like his best accessory exercise for building strength.
He's
in your
also
shoulders,
just got this amazing jerk. Like his legs are incredible.
I saw him doing squats warming up because like Olympic.
Oh, I love a limp dick.
No, you don't love a limp dick.
Yeah.
Who loves a limp dick?
A limp dick is my favourite.
So
go on.
I thought people preferred them hard, but anyway, it's
nah.
You just want to play with it like a piece of macaroni.
Exactly.
But I've seen him doing video where he's warming up for his Olympic lifts and he's doing powerlifting as warm-ups because it's like, I mean, they're two separate sports, but they complement each other. Yeah.
Mm.
So he's doing a squat, like a rear squat.
Yeah.
And his warm-up squats ridiculous weights. You know, he's doing reps of 200 kilos and you're like, you're a 70-kilo man. What are you doing?
And squatting like below parallel. So like I love powerlifting, but I love Olympic lifting more, but it's hard to train by yourself. You need a coach.
Yeah.
And so it's very hard to find them in Mandurah that are good coaches. So that's why I've done powerlifting. But Olympic lifters, the way they make it look so easy.
Well, their thighs and their calves touch when they squat.
Which is how you should be doing it.
Yeah. Well, that's how I've tried to squat now, is even when I'm doing like powerlifting squats, is I get right down in the hole. And I'm like, at the end of the day, when I'm going to extreme depth, and you know what it is? It's Squat University on Instagram.
I love Squat University.
The tips that guy has,
amazing.
and he's like, you know, he's a body doctor. What are they called?
An exercise physiologist or whatever?
Something like that, yeah. The dude knows his
he's got a PhD.
Yeah,
He's very clever.
And so that's when like my shoes that I wear for squats, wide toe, so that you can.
That's why like squatting barefooted.
Yeah,
you know, deadlifting barefooted.
Like he's dead against like Converse and that kind of thing because people are like, oh yeah, cons are good for squatting because they're flat, but they're also narrow.
Yeah.
So your toes
feet,
are squashed.
yeah.
So it's like it's all well and good that they're flat, but your toes are squashed.
Yeah.
So either get some lifting shoes
or do it barefooted.
And
I always do it barefooted. I prefer it.
I'm glad that I have a gym at home because I always feel weird about lifting barefoot at a commercial gym.
What about in socks?
I wear socks. Yeah.
So I do as well.
Yeah.
So socks.
But
even so, you walk around like with socks on, and people are like, "What the fuck?"
Especially when you got because I wear the long socks. I go and get football socks. I don't have. You know what? Deadlifting socks are like fucking $50.
Ridiculous. Yeah.
Insane. And I'm sure they're nice.
Oh yeah.
But it's like, you know what? I'll just take the knocks to the shins.
Yeah.
For that because I went and got a pair of like football socks.
Yeah.
So they come above the knee and then you fold them down. So with my sleeves on, I kind of like have them all the way up. So when
you're deadlifting, you just put your sleeves on your like shins though. You could do that.
Well, I just put them on my knees.
Oh, I was just going to say, I keep them on my shins.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't pull them to my. Yeah, this is fascinating conversation, everyone.
But it's interesting. You should all lift heavy things. But yeah, so I wear my big deadlifting socks. I cancelled my gym membership though. Okay.
I
don't need to go there.
Well, I should cancel mine because I go to the gym that I coach at, but I'm still a member of Golds.
Well, I only was only going to the gym to do cardio.
That's hilarious. That's ridiculous.
So I'm paying because I don't have to. I've got like so much gym equipment now that I would go there, and the only benefit of going to the gym was the cardio machines, so the rowing machine, the treadmill, and the
elliptical,
elliptical. Yeah, I'm glad you said that.
Yeah, just this action of like,
the arms
skiing,
that thing. They're good. They burn heaps of calories.
They do.
The treadmill's a lazy kind of way to do it unless you're running, but the elliptical and the rowing machine are really good. But I found like because I had so much equipment at home, I'm like, Well, if I'm paying like
But don't you
$25.
Do you skateboard to work?
No, I don't, because I wear a suit to work now, and like I used to skate to work when I wasn't wearing a suit, but now I'm wearing like $600 jacket and shit.
Yeah.
I don't want to be falling off.
Okay, that's fair. Because not discovered, but like because I always do the dancing, but now I'm complementing that with belly dancing.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, and it's so much fun, and you get a good workout. And it's all like abs and everything. Like I'm doing weights, but I'm not doing the crazy weights that I used to. So I'm just doing lighter weights with belly dancing, and it's fun. Yeah.
Are you wearing a little like tassely skirt and stuff?
Like don't have one, but I've definitely ordered one.
You need to get one of the like the Turkish kind of like the ones with the coins on them.
Yeah, I've ordered one. So the girl that I follow now on YouTube, I'm now like following her on Instagram and everything, and now I found out where she gets like she's obviously got a discounted code, so I got that, and so I'm getting this really cool like tasseled like coin like skirt that I can do at home, and my boys can sit there going, "What are you doing, Mum?"
Amazing.
Yeah,
get him in on it.
There's no belly dancing group in Mandurah. Well, actually, I haven't really checked, but I'm assuming there's not.
So it may well be like the belly dancing hub of Western Australia, for all you know.
That's true. Meanwhile, I've gone, as if Mandurah would do belly dancing.
As if there'd be culture here.
Yeah, no, it's all bogans.
Bogans have culture. I mean,
okay, that's true. I should stop saying that, shouldn't I? Yeah. Do you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to Google belly dancing at Mandurah.
Okay.
Just while we talk. It's just I'm curious now.
No worries.
So I matched with a guy on Bumble.
Oh yeah, you were going to tell me, yeah.
Yeah, and I just noticed in his profile he had a heap of like pictures of cars. Like, okay. I mean, I shouldn't have matched with him. He'll be like, why are you matching with him? I think it was the tattoos and then...
Well, we know that just swiping right means you're going to get a match because that's just how men roll.
Like, he has a lot of tattoos. And, I do love tattoos. There's a car there and then there's another car.
Is it the same dude, different cars?
It's from Kalamunda.
So is he just like getting photos in front of other people's cars?
Yeah. Anyway... Anyway, at the time, I don't even know why I'm at, really. So I just sort of said, so I just started. My opening line was like, so do you like cars? And he was like, I wouldn't say like cars.
I love cars. Is that what he said?
Actually, but yes, I do not lay with them. That's what he said.
What?
Yeah, I don't know. So then I responded with,
do not lay with them. I am a man of honor. I do not lay with harlots.
I didn't even really read that part properly. But then
hell.
So then all I replied was like, only because most of your pics show you with cars, but better than fishing or tiger pics. He never replied.
Is it though?
I don't know. It's not really. He does not lay with them. Yes.
I do not lay with them. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I like driving fast. It's hence this driving simulator right here.
Yeah.
That's kind of weird though. Like even maybe he doesn't have any other photos that aren't with a car. Maybe that's his thing. If that. But okay. Let's base it on assumptions of his entire life is his Bumble profile. So let's go with that. So let's pretend like, remember when we were doing the going through people's dating profiles a few episodes ago, where we were looking at like that guy with his suits and his fine dining and his photos in the elevator at work. That's his entire life. Right? Mm-hmm. Maybe this guy is it's not, but that's what you portray.
Yeah.
When you put something on, you're going, this is me.
Yeah.
So he's saying,
all I do.
He takes photos with cars.
Yeah, I just go around.
Does he drive cars?
Don't know.
Because they were expensive looking race
cars.
They were not casual cars. That first one, the purple, I think is a GTR or it's got like it's a Skyline of some sort.
Yeah,
Might even be
whatever.
A Sylvia.
Yep. I don't know.
Just give me a quick look and I'll tell you what it is.
Hang on, I've got to find that.
Just looking at...
That one? I know, right?
The double arm flex as well.
I really shouldn't have matched. I clearly was bored.
I have car. All right, so just go back. Sorry, where is that? Oh, God.
I know. Really bad choice, Skye.
It's an interesting name. See, that top one, that's a Sylvia. That's the same Sylvia with different stickers on it. That's a Mazda. You know what? They could be his cars because looking at his job, he's probably got the kind of money to be able to build one of those cars because That's like a 1990s Nissan Silvia, which is a well-known tuner car, like a JDM car.
But he doesn't lay with them, just so we're clear.
No, he doesn't lay with them. It would isn't that a bit weird though? No, I don't have sex with the cars. What are you talking about? No, I don't. Oh, dude, I never mentioned it.
No, but okay, thanks for letting me know that. Just kidding.
I don't know why I mentioned that.
No, that's weird.
Yeah. Why would you say?
Yeah.
Oh, anyway, look at that shiny thing.
Yeah.
That's a bit strange.
It is.
But no, they could because they're only like $20,000 cars.
Yeah, true.
And he could have spent because stickers. There's he may go to track days and do drifting because they're kind of drift cars.
Yeah.
So he may have built himself that drift car.
True.
And he's got it wrapped differently. So those 3 photos could be, well, the 2 photos, the bottom one's a Mazda. That's not the same car. But those 2 photos could be the same car. Just the second one's got a lot more stickers on it.
Yeah.
And it's more highly modded. So he could have bought himself like I don't know what a Nissan Silvia goes for these days, but they're probably only like $7,000 or $8,000. I don't know, talking out of my ass.
Yeah, I've got no idea.
But and then spent $20,000 on mods. So it's not like it's not like he's driving a freaking Range Rover or something.
No, that's true. He's not.
I think you just look like a wanker if you're putting photos of you and your Range Rover.
But people do, and then they put like photos of like them with their Mercedes.
Yeah, I'd be more impressed with like, hey, here's me and my F-Series Land Cruiser. That's a $110,000 car.
Yeah, I'd be much more impressed with that.
Yeah.
Oh, look, there's a belly dancing place in Mandurah called Sinbad's Daughters.
Sinbad's Daughters. Hey.
I just gave a plug to them. Yeah.
Sinbad's Daughters, you now owe us, hang on, this is 30 seconds. You now owe us 78 cents.
Ooh, I'll go in there. I'll be like, so just to confirm.
Let's just talk about Sinbad's Daughters for 30 seconds and they'll owe us like $15.
Yeah, and then when I go and say, look, I'd like to do a course, just can we take the $15 off? That
By the way, I've already advertised you.
Without even ever coming here. Yeah. Anyway, I'm totally going to message you. I'd like to start belly dancing.
So have you had any other interesting dating experiences?
Okay, so randomly, like yesterday, no, I haven't had any dating experiences, but I get this message from this guy, right? Going, where is it? Let's start from the beginning. It's a very good place to start.
It's like the 4th time we've used that line.
Oh, I know. I can't help it. I'm such a musical theatre. Oh, my God. Do you know that Leah Funny Girl has just been relaunched on Broadway?
Funny Girl is in Barbara Streisand Funny Girl.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. Leah Michelle, like Glee.
Yeah.
She will be playing the role.
And people give Hollywood shit for remaking films.
But Broadway does it.
For Broadway to do it. Yeah.
They've got so many out at the moment that are like, people. Anyway, so this guy messages me going, hey, you, at 2:48 in the morning. Right? Yeah. And I was...
2:48 a.m.
Yeah, and I didn't even know him. I replied saying, hey, stranger, as in actual stranger who I don't know.
Not as in, hey, like, when you've got a friend and you haven't spoken to them for a month,
I was like,
and then you go, hey, stranger.
Yeah. And then he replied back saying, I have nothing to say other than that I was very drunk and was just randomly in your DMs. Anyway, so then we just started messaging, and he's actually really nice and interesting and funny, but it was just so random that, and he loves the podcast. Because I started talking to him, and he's like, "Well, tell me." He used to do a lot of music producing, so he was listening, and he's like, "Oh my God, that Damo, he's so hilarious." I'm like, "Yeah." Also me.
Yeah.
Like what you're literally messaging a female that you were like, hey, and then you were all like, oh yeah, and like the guy that you do a podcast with, he is great.
Thanks, random man. Appreciate you.
But so the key is just to message me randomly, and apparently I'll respond and then have a conversation with you, which is what I was doing last night. Also, I found this amazing show on Apple called Mystic Quest.
Ooh.
So good. It's like...
Tell me about it. Sounds deep.
It's not. So, no, it's like a behind the scenes of like an online first-person player game.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's set like Mystic Quest. But it's like about the team.
So hang on, is it about like a fantasy game, like a MMORG, like
Yes.
RPG, like a World of Warcrafty type thing?
Yeah, sort of. Yeah, but it's called Mystic Quest.
The game's called Mystic Quest.
Yeah.
Oh my god, I'm so out of the loop on that kind of game.
No, it's not. It's a pretend game.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
all right. I thought it was a real game.
No, it's a pretend game. It's clearly yes.
Okay, I thought you were going to say like Elden Ring or something.
No.
That,
So it's obviously based on all those, and it's about the team behind the scenes who work on it, and it's very funny. So yeah.
You got to have a look at. I may have mentioned Viva La Dirt League.
Oh no! Okay.
Fucking hilarious. They do a few different series. They're Kiwi guys.
Yeah.
And I've
Is it
love
on YouTube?
Yeah.
Okay.
I love Kiwi humour. There's just something about the delivery. It's like Flight of the Conchords or Taika Waititi, like dudes like that. There's just a certain way that they deliver their comedy, which is just fucking hilarious. But yeah, Viva La Dirt League. They do a few different series. One's called Board, where they play employees of a computer shop. Okay. There's another one they do PUBG, like it's in the world of like their characters in the game, and another one is Epic NPC Man, which is the idea is that an NPC, and for people who don't play games, that's a non-player character.
Yes, I know that now.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, after watching this show.
But yeah, so the NPCs in the game have sentience, and so it's about the NPCs and they're interacting with the people who play the game and stuff, and it's really fucking funny. But they do a few different game series where they're people in games.
Yeah, okay.
And then they actually did one for they did a series of videos for mental health recently.
Yeah, okay.
They were like, going to a therapist and when your therapist only wants to talk about themselves, and it was pretty funny.
Okay. That actually happens though.
Yeah,
like, it does.
It's
like
I'm paying you like $200 to just tell me your
My mum had she was seeing a counsellor. They first separated. My mum and dad first separated, and I finally said to her, "I feel like when you go and see him, he just talks about his life, Mum." She's like, "Yeah, but he's so nice," and I'm like, "Yeah, but how's that helping you?" And she's like, "Yeah, but he's really nice, and he's also had a hard life. He was in the Navy, and then he had PTSD." And I'm like, "Mum,
he's trying to hit on you."
Like, what the
God,
heck?
you know what? Go down to the supermarket and talk to the girl at the checkout.
Yeah,
that would be nice too.
Yeah,
and you don't have to pay them.
Right? Exactly. I know. I'm like, oh my gosh, no.
Or go to a bar.
Yeah.
Like, don't have to drink. Buy a squash.
Yeah.
Go to a quiet bar.
Yeah.
Talk to the barman.
Yeah.
They still do that. I mean, a lot of pubs that it's very disconnected, but there are still bars. Like when I was going to the Standard on a weekly basis.
Yes, I remember.
And made friends with Rick, who was the bar manager at the time, and his brother Rod, who was the venue manager.
Yeah.
They don't work there anymore. And then other staff at that bar. Even though it's a busy inner city bar, I got to know them, and so I would go there and I could have conversations with them. So that whole Cheers thing,
it's a thing.
It still exists out there. Yeah, you just got to go there every week, and eventually they'll recognise you.
Yeah,
and
keep chatting,
and try not to be too caught up in how sad that is that you're going to a bar by yourself. But I'd go there and I drink martinis and I eat fancy food, and I became a talking point.
Yeah.
So, strangers, people would be like, "Oh, who's that guy? He's here all the time. I've seen him before." And they'd be like, "That's Damo. He's really nice. You should go talk to him."
Oh, and then you'd be like, "Oh, I was talking to this person. Oh, she was hitting on you. What?" No.
Yeah, that's exactly right. He'd be like, "So that chick was really into you." I'm like, "Was she? She seemed nice. Anyway, can I have another drink?" Yeah.
Useless.
So, getting back around, I wanted to drag it back to you mentioned when you're talking about Mr. Cars and his profile, and where I said how some people portray their entire existence, or you can assume, we can interpret in our own way, because it's up to our perceptions, really. That is their entire existence, right? So, life balance and things like time with your children, time for yourself, time for work. I don't know where I'm going with this, but it's kind of like
continue.
It's kind of like what you put out to the world is not always who you are.
That's true, and that's because but you think about sometimes when I have these moments where I put on social media, life is shit. I'm not going so well. Please, someone tell me I'm awesome. Because on social media, I portray like strong, independent, single mum.
And that's why I challenged you when you said spectacular, because I'm like, really? You come in here every week and you tell me how wonderful it is, but it's not always wonderful.
Oh, no, that's true.
And we sit here and we talk, we laugh and we carry on and we have a good time. But at the end of the day, I think that like a lot of times humans, we're just going through the motions of existence.
So I'll be honest, like I had a really shitty experience on Friday night with like my ex and everything, just emotionally. And I was meant to catch up with a friend last night for dinner, and I cancelled on her because I had a full breakdown. Like I just didn't want to see the world. Like my sister came around and I didn't even go to the boys' basketball games. I just was like, I can't do it today. I can't be an adult at all. And I literally sat on my couch watching Mystic Quest.
With your hair done?
Oh, yeah, I did go to the hairdressers in the morning and then my mood gradually got worse. Like, I couldn't cancel that.
But I look pretty.
Yeah, I look amazing. I just feel like shit.
Just sitting here by myself watching.
Yeah, I just couldn't cancel a hairdresser because she would have charged me. So I was like, I still have to go.
Yeah.
And she can just talk and do my hair.
And as we've established, it's not like a man. If I cancel a haircut, I lose $20.
Yeah, I would have lost.
My entire appointment's $40.
You don't know what I paid yesterday. It was quite depressing.
I can imagine.
Yeah. So, and then I went home and my sister came over and we walked the dog and I pretty much then felt sorry for myself and fully like cancelled on a friend.
Yeah.
And I'm sure she hates me now. So, her name is Sammy. She's actually like an amazing girl. And I just could not face adulting and being happy because I just felt like shit.
Yeah.
And then like obviously like
I'm sure she'd understand though.
Oh no, 100%. Like I said to her, and she knows like my life, but like like it's sometimes the idea of socializing and talking to people and being happy is like my idea of hell.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, mate Chris, who I mentioned earlier with the acoustic treatments, he messaged me earlier in the week and he's like, do you want to go to Amps on Friday to see this band? So a guy he knows has been pestering to come and see his band. He's like, I should go see the band. And so he's asked me to go. I'm like, yeah, okay, if I can get a babysitter and it all works out, I'll go. Then Friday I was sick. Yeah. So he messaged me and he goes, you keen to come to Amps tonight? I'm like, I can't. I took the day off work. I don't feel good. And he's like, yeah, honestly can't be fucked going. But I've said, and I'm like, as you get older, it does take a lot of effort to actually want to
go
do
to
these
things. Yes.
But even take away that, pushing past 30, getting into your 40s, or however old you are. Once you get past that point in time in your life, you kind of start to not give a fuck. But there's also that, and this isn't age dependent, it's that past Damo said, yeah, that sounds like a great idea. Damo today, I'm not... No. I'm a different decision today. And like sometimes you can't. And if your friends can't appreciate that you might not be in the right frame of mind to do that, then they're not the type of people who should be your friends.
And it's true. And even like I messaged one of the basketball mums like Saturday morning going, or was it Friday night going, it must have been Saturday morning, I'm not going to be able to coach today. I'm not in the right place. This is what's happening. And she's like, done, sorted. You look after yourself. Yeah. And that's not even a good friend of mine. That's just she's like, I know her, but she's not a good friend. But she just knew, that's your mental health. You just focus on that.
And it comes back around to, and we discussed like a whole episode almost, although we never spend an entire episode talking about one thing.
I mean, we never do,
The focus of an episode recently was self-care. And you have to look after yourself. And your friends, in turn, need to give you space to look after yourself and ergo, they are looking after you because they're allowing you to look after yourself. Someone who pesters you to give you their time is not a valuable person. So it comes around to, what are we doing with our lives?
Yeah.
Why are we here?
Ooh. Oh, that's deep, man.
What is, and this is like, I'm going to come straight out. And so over the last few years of like soul searching and rediscovering myself and, working on myself as a good person,
therapy,
physically,
all that,
mentally, all that. I have come to the conclusion that, well, one, I'm an atheist. For a while I was anti-theist, but I don't have enough energy for that.
That is a lot of...
Anti-theism is like actively hating religion.
Yeah.
Couldn't give a fuck. Like now I'm like, I could not care less. If you're religious, go for your life. That's your thing.
Yeah.
I don't believe in it. I don't believe in religion. I've got my reasons for like scientifically rationalizing the lack of existence of God.
Yeah. It's really weird for me because I am an atheist and yet I emotionally relate, but it's obviously it's because of my family, to Judaism. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not practicing.
You're allowed to respect and acknowledge and even abide by the teachings of religion without believing in a deity.
That's true.
Like,
good
there's
point.
Nothing like you can follow the teachings of Buddha without being spiritual.
That's true.
You can follow. Oh, I don't know about Christianity, but you can. There are things that, basically, at the end of the day, I don't need a doctrine to tell me that how to be a good person.
Yeah.
We should all be able to do that without the fear of going to hell.
I feel like a lot of arseholes are religious.
They use it as an excuse.
So I feel like how can you like follow the readings of Christianity, of Jesus, of God, and Jesus was, when you read about him, he seemed like a pretty cool guy.
Jesus?
Yeah.
Yeah. He's pretty rad.
Like,
he had lots of friends. He had a girlfriend.
He had a good life.
He liked the wine. He had a trade.
He did have a trade.
He was a carpenter.
Followed in his dad's
seems
pretty
footsteps,
nice. Like he really helped.
He travelled.
He helped poor people. He helped sick people. That seemed pretty cool. But
he did magic tricks.
He was very cool. But. So there's this really nice story about that. I mean, that's a nice story.
Yeah.
But then you see Christians using that and the teachings of Christianity to kill and hurt people.
Yeah.
And so how can you...
A lot of religions do that, though.
Yeah, it's not just Christianity.
Yeah. Christianity, however...
It's really good at
there was the Crusades and all that kind of wonderful stuff where it's we're going to go to the Middle East and we're just going to kill everyone and we're going to take all their gold.
Yeah.
And we're coming back here. And who else did that? Oh, the Nazis.
Yeah.
And when
they're
they went
good
into
at that,
went into Poland and just was lots of Jewish people living here.
Oh, and
you've got valuables that you've had for centuries. And we're going to take that. Oh, and artworks.
Yeah.
Oh, we're going to take that.
All of that. We take all of that. You Jews, fuck you.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
But as far as the atheism's concerned, that for me was a personal choice because, raised at going to a Catholic school and raised in Christianity, not having a Catholic household or a religious household. That was weird because my parents, they were only doing it because my grandparents and certain family members liked religion, and so we went to the Catholic school and shit. But growing up I kind of grew out of it. But then over the last few years I've discovered that I'm an existentialist nihilist, or an existential nihilist I should say. And so basically existentialism is the study of our existence, or the thoughts surrounding our existence and why we're here.
Yeah.
Nihilism is not believing in anything, right? It's not, and I'm not a pure nihilist because I do believe in working hard, and I believe that if you desire something and you work for it, you can get it. I believe in caring for people, being good to people. I really like looking after my friends and family and loved ones. I like to be there for people to listen to them and stuff. But I don't believe, when it comes to the existentialism, is that I don't believe there's a reason for life. I don't believe there's a reason for being here. I don't think that fate is a thing. I just don't think that's possible. I think that there's no higher power governing what we do.
No, I agree with that.
There's just no way.
Yeah.
It all comes back to, and I think for me it was a big flip, because when I was a kid, and I don't know if this is obsessive compulsive either, but I would do things like, if I put my right shoe on before my left shoe, is that going to mean I have a bad day?
Yeah.
If I
I mean, look how crazy Nadal got with his like, you know, when he go to serve, like he was doing like 70,000 things to serve because he was so, you know, like got, and that was OCD.
And it's like cricketers holding it's superstition as much as anything.
Superstition,
I've got like a red cloth. I think Ricky Ponting carried a red cloth every time he played cricket in his pocket, or it might have been Steve Waugh.
Imagine not being able to do something because that piece of material or those 7 things you did, you didn't do them in the right order, and then life just is over.
And it used to really fuck with me. And whilst I like to have things, like when I set up this room, for example, I came in here and I'm like, this has got to be the right distance from here. It's got to be parallel lines to the wall because square things should line up with other square things. That's because I like the way that square things lined up with other square things look, or positioning of things. Yeah, sure. I like the way they look. It doesn't make me feel like the world's going to end if they're not like that. Whereas there was a time where I would think, oh my God, is this going to affect something?
Yeah.
And then I met this girl a couple of years ago who actually had OCD and had spent time in a mental institution because she legitimately believed that she would die
if she didn't do all the things.
If she didn't do things, or if
crazy.
she ate a certain thing.
Well, not crazy, sorry. Yeah.
Well, yeah, but
it is. Yeah.
I mean, by definition,
it's a mental
health.
Yeah.
But so it really fucking shits me when people go, oh, that's my OCD. It's like, no, that's you like things neat.
Yes.
We're allowed to like things neat. You are not OCD, because if you were OCD, you'd be sitting in the corner having a fucking panic attack because it's not neat, or thinking that you're going to die, or irrationally, and that's the thing, it's the obsessive compulsion, irrationally believing that something you do is going to affect something else. And that's what brought me around to, and I think it was all of like trying to deal with those tendencies of anxiety where doing a certain thing would cause a certain thing, and would this ruin my day. And then remember that movie, I think it was Gwyneth Paltrow with Sliding Doors?
Sliding Doors, yes.
You seen that?
Like a million times. Yeah. I had her hair for a while. Remember her?
Okay.
Yeah.
Like literally her hair in a box, like you
you
stroked it. And
totally. No, her hairstyle, that style was really in, so I went and got it. Yeah, it was very short, sort of. Yeah,
I don't recall, but I'll have to look it up now. But that movie was also a bit of a turning point for me, where I was like, oh yeah.
There was a recent version of that, where it was about a girl who. She fell pregnant. Well, no, she did a pregnancy test, and she was at last year of uni, and it did the whole like alternate sort of reality. So one was like she had the baby with her friend, who they weren't even together, and the other one was where she didn't have the baby, she wasn't pregnant, and it compared. Did it
have them playing concurrently?
Yes, yeah, it was pretty cool. Okay, so I just need to show you Gwyneth Paltrow. Everyone Gwyneth Paltrow's hair in Sliding Doors. Of course, there's no photo, is there? No.
Was it a Karen-esque bob type thing?
No, it's short.
That's pretty Karen. Speaking of Karens,
I don't know. Our
friend Karen.
Yeah.
I called myself a Karen on a couple of episodes ago.
Oh, and she told you off.
And she didn't. I know she was kind of like, she wasn't being aggressive about it, but she did point out that it doesn't make her feel great. And I'm sure it doesn't make other people with that name feel great when people refer to being a Karen. But in my defense, she's not a Karen.
She's not even close to a Karen.
No. So when
she's a Kaz.
So she's a Kaz.
Yeah.
So when I say being a Karen, I in no way, shape or form
we should call it a Norma or something.
Yeah,
no,
or something,
you know what I mean? Like Glenda or I don't know,
But because poor Karen's, like, that's, she was legit. She's like, I really hate that fucking
I get that. Imagine if it was a Skye. Oh my God, doing a Skye.
But I don't doing a Skye. Oh, Jesus, that's a whole nother thing.
Yeah, that is.
But no, I don't think about Karen that way. So
no,
when I said
not even
that,
close.
Yeah.
No.
So sorry. But I've already apologised to her. I just wanted to say that for any other Karens out there who are feeling...
Do you know what? Like, I was thinking about cutting my hair quite short, and then the boys were all like, no, that's a Karen haircut, Mum, you can't. And I was like, oh, that's sad that I can't even cut my hair into like a bob or something, because I'll have a Karen hairstyle.
Did you talk to the manager haircut?
Yeah.
Yeah. But
I'm stuck now with long hair forever.
But... long hair's great.
It's fine. I'll be like that 70-year-old lady with the bun. You know?
Yeah. No, that's cool.
Yeah.
And then you like brush it 300 times before
I
you go
will,
to bed.
with my soft brush.
Yeah, with your long nightie on.
Yes.
Frills,
then I'll take my tablets.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, the Sliding Doors, that was pivotal for me.
It's a great
because it did make me go, oh, you know what? It doesn't matter, because there's nothing you can do about it. Because if you think about and that comes back to the why are we here? Well, I think I came up with this theory when I was about 15 or 16. Oops. I was actually going to read some screenshots, but...
Can I just tell you a quick story, speaking about that, why you find those screenshots?
Yeah, no, I've got them. I was just going to say, my theory when I was a kid of why we're here is to occupy space.
Yeah, true.
Because we like, you know, we just happened. Life just evolved. Yeah. And, you know, we're just here.
I know.
But if we weren't here, someone else would be.
But you know what's happened now with social media is everyone needs to feel like they are important. They need to feel. I mean, maybe we've always had that, but now it's like it's next level. Like,
but that's because now we've got somewhere where we can get it from. Whereas when we were kids, in order to feel important, we would have to get that on a personal level.
Yeah, true.
Like, you know, either from your family if you weren't getting it from your family.
Well, that's why I did a lot of performances at home in my lounge room to my family. Yeah. Yeah. And now I just do it on social media.
And I had, there's videos of me and my sister and our friend Rebecca from down the road where I had a video camera. It was like, you know.
Oh, like a camcorder? No, like a real video camera.
Big fucker. And like the recording bit was carried in a box.
Yeah.
It was in a separate thing. Yeah. It was VHS, full VHS recorder.
Oh, wow. Yeah. Okay.
And also had the video recorder that we had, the VCR. I discovered the audio dub function, right? And so the audio dub function was you just plug a audio jack into it out of a tape deck or something, and you can dub the sound over the existing video. So what we were doing was, and my video I made a few weeks ago, me singing Dragula. Yeah. It's basically the same thing. You record the audio, you record the video, and then you put them together. But these days, we do it in a computer where you just grab it and you slide it, put it in a position. In those days, I used to have to sit there, record ourselves miming to a song, and then get that song's audio and then play it over the audio dub and then just keep pressing play and pause until it lined up.
Gross.
Yeah, which was fun. But that was also same thing, performing. And so throughout my life, I get kicks from claps.
Yeah, same.
So thumbs up. It's claps.
It is claps.
It's applause.
Yeah.
Now, you and I, we admit that.
Yeah, like, happily.
I post pictures of my food.
Yeah.
Because I know that other foodies and randoms on Instagram, they like that because I follow their pages. And so when I get someone who runs a fucking restaurant in Spain.
That's pretty cool.
Liking my posts, or the manufacturer of the knives I use sharing my posts, I'm like, that's cool. That's applause.
Yeah.
But everyday people, I don't want to say normals because I'm talking non-musicians, right? Yeah. Everyone else, they still have that desire.
Yeah.
You know, so like for me, I cook. Yeah, I perform music. I can get my thumbs up and my likes for performing. Yeah. People still want to get their thumbs up.
They do.
We want validation.
Yes.
You know, just for being who we are.
Yeah, that's true.
So we post pictures of us at the park. Yeah. And, you know, the most random shit.
Because it's nice to feel like when you get those 25 likes.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, and you post quite regularly, and your posts are quite themed.
They are themed, yes.
You know, your Instagram is quite themed.
Very, yes.
Around body positivity and fitness and stuff. Yeah. But there's also like, that also comes back, and I'm not going to psychoanalyze you, but it also comes back to your dealing with your own issues.
Definitely.
Right?
Yeah.
So if you're able to put out there, and I'm talking about like your eating disorder and just general mental health and stuff, it's an outlet to go, I'm going to say I feel good about myself. Yeah. And then other people can go, you know what? I feel good about myself as well. So whilst there is, when you say to people, it's a seeking of validation, people go, that's a negative thing.
Yeah, but I disagree.
Quite often we need that. Yeah. Yeah. Sorry, you were going to say something where I
can't even remember what I was going to say.
I just demoed it.
I well, obviously it was a lie. Yeah. You know that whole like when you're like, I want to say, it's forgotten it. Yeah. Yeah,
I often say, damn, I forgot. It was probably going to be the answer to like world peace.
Possibly. Yeah. You'll never know now.
I just solved perpetual motion energy.
But too late.
Yeah.
Gone.
But now the world will never have free green energy because I forgot what I was going to say.
Yeah. Fail. Yeah. That's terrible. That's really sad.
So, so why are we here? Because why not?
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. We're here to like grow. We're here to better the human race if we can.
God, I just don't think that's going to happen. Like, for a number of reasons. One, I feel like we're getting dumber. We are getting dumber, yeah? And we're dumber but intelligent at the same time. Like,
isn't it funny? It's at the age of information, right? Yet people are dumber.
They are dumber.
Why the fuck do people think the Earth's flat? With all the fucking science. With all the science telling us that it's not.
Yeah.
And all the evidence.
Flat.
And a fucking astronaut just took some mind-blowing photos of the Earth and how it's a fucking ball.
Pretty obvious.
And people are like,
nah, it's flat.
It's not real.
Yeah.
The moon landing was fake. It's CGI.
All fake.
Okay. So when did they land on the moon?
Like 68 or something?
Okay, whatever it was. Have you seen computers in that era?
Yeah, that was like the size of a house.
The size of a house, and they couldn't draw things.
No.
They could do numbers.
Yeah.
So, I mean, these days the numbers are drawings. So it's not like... I know that the footage is grainy and whatnot. Yeah. But they can't CGI that in the 60s.
No way.
You couldn't even like fake it on a soundstage, like the way that they move and stuff.
Yeah, there's no way. They didn't have like invisible strings and there's no green. Like
You imagine the money, and I know that NASA uses a lot of money, but of all of the thousands and thousands of people that have worked at NASA and the governments and, Pine Gap, and so it involves Australia, the US, different countries, all of the people that have been involved in the space, I can't even speak, involved in the space program since that time, they've all kept their mouth shut.
Yeah,
and occasionally like one or two people come out as whistleblowers.
Yeah.
And you're like, really? Why not like put it this way. So a famous person, let's say Bill Cosby, right?
Oh, yeah.
So a woman comes out and goes, Bill Cosby molested me, right? And then in the following weeks, like 8 women come out and go, yeah, he molested me too.
Yeah.
Right. Because they were afraid, and that comes back, I think we're talking about a week ago, why don't people report it?
Because they're fucking
scared
frightened. Shitless, yeah.
Or, on the other hand, here's a conversation I had with someone, right, where they don't think that it was assault.
Yeah. Yes. It was made into a joke or
they consented to being there and they were drunk. So when it turned nasty and they said to the guy, I don't want you to do that, and he continued to do it, they didn't report it. They didn't do anything about it. Because, I was there and I was drunk, so it's my fault.
Yeah.
That makes me fucking mad. It's not your fault.
Yeah.
You are allowed, look at the 10 consent episode we did. You are allowed to change your mind.
At any point.
You are allowed to withdraw consent. Yeah. It doesn't matter if you're actually right in the middle of having
sex.
Naked. And you go,
no,
actually, I don't want to do this anymore. If they don't go, okay, I agree, I won't do it. Or if it's like something like, oh, I like it rough. Oh, hang on a second, you're beating me up.
Yeah, I don't like that.
That's too hard, or I didn't want that.
Yeah.
Please don't do that. If they continue to do it, right at that point in time, right there, it becomes rape.
Yeah.
It might not have started there, and they're like, I don't want to use that word. Like, you fucking got assaulted.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not mad at you because I understand why people blame themselves, but holy fuck, please understand that if you change your mind, you changed your mind. Anything after that point is off. It's no good.
Yeah, 100%. But unfortunately, I don't know. It's like society protect, and we protect the person. We protect the bully often. We protect the abuser. Still, women are being physically abused by their husbands, killed by their husbands and partners, and still it's being hidden.
Yep.
Because we're protecting men most of the time.
Or we're just and that's what it is. You're protecting men and victim blaming yourself.
It's always victim blaming. Yeah. Always.
And the I was drunk and I chose to be there.
Yeah.
So therefore I don't get to complain about him hurting me. Well, yeah, you do. You didn't agree to go there and get abused.
Yeah.
You agreed to go there and have sex with him.
Yeah.
Which is perfectly fine. Yeah, he's a stranger or a friend or whoever the fuck it is. It doesn't matter. You've consented to one thing. It's like if I'm feeding you and I say, would you like some mac and cheese, right? And you're like, yeah, because mac and cheese is great.
It is great.
But then I give you a mac and cheese, but then I put a slice of watermelon in it.
I mean,
now, watermelon's great,
Yeah.
Mac and cheese is great.
Yeah.
Next to each other, they're pretty good. But if I mix watermelon into your mac and cheese, it's going to be fucking disgusting.
Disgusting.
Or like halfway through eating your mac and cheese, I'm like, oh, here. And I pour a bunch of hot sauce on top of it.
Without asking me.
Without asking you. I just
doing
lean
it.
over and go, I like hot sauce. So therefore you have some hot sauce.
Yeah.
Now, at no point in time had we discussed hot sauce.
No.
At no point in time had you told me that you even like hot sauce.
Yeah, I really like hot sauce on
Or
my
if
macaroni
you'd
and
said
cheese.
to me, oh, I do like hot sauce. And I've gone, oh, here's a little bit of hot sauce. And you go, oh, I like the hot sauce. But then I turn around and I get some ridiculous fucking 2 million Scoville, like ass-burning
throw it on
plutonium
there.
and then just pour it on there.
Without telling me.
And
as
then
well.
you're like, I can't handle this.
Yeah.
Don't do that. And I'm like, no, have more.
Yeah.
Would someone do that? Would that be okay? No, you wouldn't eat the food. You'd push it away and go, oh, you've just ruined it for me. Sex is no different. Okay, sex is different to food. It depends how you do it.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. Food.
Depends how much you like food.
Well, yeah. I mean, food is pretty amazing.
But yeah, you're allowed to change your mind.
So I had an experience when I was at like high school where there was a teacher who I felt was inappropriate, like mainly with his eyes, but just in general, mainly with his eyes, like how he would look.
So like a man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And a couple of the girls and I had felt that way, and we'd gone to see.
And how old were you?
Year 8, so 13.
Oh, like 12, 13 years old.
Yeah.
Okay. So it's all inappropriate at that stage.
It is inappropriate because we're children. Yeah.
If you look below a person's chin as a child, you're
inappropriate.
Bad.
So because I at 13 pretty much look like I do now. Like I haven't really changed much.
Yeah.
So but a couple of the girls and I had said
Except you've got a Paltrow haircut.
Yes.
Yeah.
So,
sorry, carry on.
other than that, though, totally the same.
And the tattoos and everything.
But identical.
Yeah, that's it. You had those biceps.
Yeah, the biceps are the same.
Yeah.
Like I was pretty much, look, if you walked past me at 13, it would have been like...
You'd be like, wow, she's been lifting for 20 years. Yeah.
Shut up.
Okay, go
on. But I looked older than I look old. I remember a time I was at the shopping centre in Mandurah and I was 11 and a guy said something to me, like a 15, 16-year-old, and I said, oh, I'm with my mum. And he's like, oh, how old are you? I'm like 11. He's like, oh my God, I thought you were like 15. And I was like, no, 11. And then he was like, oh, well, you're right. And at the time I was like, but what the fuck? Like,
okay, so... Here's a bit of a difference between men and women, right? So when I was I think I just turned 13, I was man-sized because I was already as high as I am now.
Yeah.
Not high. I didn't get into that till later in life.
Yeah.
But I was already as tall as I am now. And I was probably 80 kilos.
Yeah, okay.
Right, at 13 years old.
Yeah.
So I was man-sized.
Yeah.
So we're at like my granddad's camp. He used to run the Swan Brewery holiday camp.
Oh, cool.
Down in
Yeah,
Point
okay.
Parramatta. So we're camping there out in the back, and there was like this girl, a couple of girls there from like another family and my cousin and stuff. And there was a girl that I really liked who would have been like 13 or 14, right?
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, cute. But we're just kids.
Yeah,
So we're
kids.
kind of like, and it was kids in the freaking 90s.
Yeah.
You know, like,
We're so innocent.
Yeah. And I'm like, oh, and I just didn't really know. And so I'm like, oh, I'm just going to kind of sit next to her. And
Yeah.
cool. But then her 17-year-old sister thought I was hot and was fully putting the moves on me. Right? And me, little boy, going... What?
Yeah.
I don't understand this.
Yeah.
I like the sister.
Yeah.
But then she's 17-year-old. She was like a year 12.
Yeah.
She knew what she was doing.
Yes.
And she's like, yeah.
Yeah.
But as soon as I was like, she's like, oh, and how old are you? And I'm like, 13. As soon as I said I was 13, she's like, oh, I'm sorry.
Oh, no, not the 15-year-old guy. When I said I was 11, he's like,
she's like, oh, okay, no problem.
Yeah.
Sorry about that. Because she's gone, oh, okay, even though you look older.
Yeah, you're a kid.
You're a boy.
Yeah.
So I'm going to back off at this point.
Yeah.
Men won't do that.
No, well...
They just go, oh, she's going to be... You know what? When I was at school, the saying was, a few footy seasons. She's going to... Because it's not a whole year. A footy season's not a whole year. So if you say, oh, she's going to be ripe in 3 footy seasons...
So gross.
It is gross because you're going, oh, she's 15 now, but by the time she gets to like 17, 18, or the year she turns 18, I'll be able to hook into that.
Yeah.
And it was a common thing to say about young girls.
Yeah.
I'll give her a few footy seasons and she'll be okay.
So gross.
You don't realise how disgusting that is.
No, it's disgusting. Yeah. And like I was I like the footy boys too. Yeah. Like, so, you know, like but it's gross. It's disgusting. Yeah. But so this teacher, getting back to this story, because it's like this is just where like adults, right? So we all felt uncomfortable. So we'd gone to see the Reverend, the chaplain, who was lovely, and we were talking to him, and there were concerns, and so the next step was that we had to do a formal complaint. So when some of my friends' parents found out, there were some of us who were like going to complain, they told their children to stop. Girls told them to stop hanging around us, and then one of them called my mum to say I was a troublemaker.
Because a gross, creepy man was perving on you because he had a pedophile brain. Yeah.
So my mum.
That's your fault.
Yeah, it's my fault. And so mum was like, well, no, there are concerns, and like obviously fully like defended me, but I lost I was kicked out of a group of friends, and couldn't be with them and be friends with them anymore because I was a troublemaker.
Okay, and what that does, right, to young girls is then train them to accept the behaviour of men.
Yeah, exactly.
And like we said last week, a lot of throwbacks in this show. We've done enough episodes now where we've got a lot of throwbacks.
Yeah,
we're
throwback.
33
or something?
No, it's more than that. So this is actually recording. So this is episode 46. And we deleted 9 because you did 9 by yourself. I actually get that question a lot. People are like, what the fuck is with your... You say hello to Damo, and like it's because Skye was doing it by herself for a while.
Hi, this is Skye talking... just talking shit for 45 minutes. I don't think it was that long then, was it? It was about 20 minutes. Yeah, I know. Okay.
Like music going through the background.
Oh, so wrong.
Yeah, it was like 25, 30 minutes. And then our first episode was like 35 minutes. The next one was like 40. And now it's about an hour and 15 average, because I think we get to like an hour and then we start to like realise how long it's been going. Yeah. Which is like at this point in time, we're getting up to that.
It's so cool how we haven't been interrupted. It's so nice.
No, because Billy's got headphones on and she also had a huge day yesterday. Yeah. So today's just like... relax.
Oh, it's so good, like just talking and not being like, Mum, knock, 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 knock. He hit me. Stop bouncing.
Oh God. But I was going to tell you a story just quickly. It was about high school, but you know, not perving on young girls because that's just something that people should not be doing.
They shouldn't.
And I'm worried about Billy because Billy is 11 years old and she legit looks like she's 14.
So Billy at her age was exactly me. So it's exactly the same situation. I'd have 15-year-old guys being like, oh yeah.
Billy's standing next to her friends and when I'm around them, like they all look like little kids.
And she looks like a woman.
Billy looks like a fucking teenager.
Yeah,
like
and that's exactly how I was.
And,
my sister wasn't like that. It took her longer, but for me... Yeah, I was wearing a bra at like 9.
Billy's got muscles and shit too,
yeah,
so like
cool.
She just looks more. Yeah. But so when I was in high school, I actually told someone this story the other day. It was at the time I wasn't really thinking about like how this would affect the other person, and in hindsight, it's not my fault. I wasn't being mean. For a long time, I was like, man, that was really mean of me. But it wasn't actually mean. It was just an unfortunate consequence. So there was this girl. There was actually a couple of girls because I think I've said before, when I was in high school, I thought I was unattractive. Yeah. I thought like I'm ugly. Yeah. I'm a skateboarder who plays the guitar. Girls don't want dudes like that. I won't even ask girls out. So there was a couple of girls who used to come to footy training and watch us train. Like, you know, because there's creepy girls like that just like to watch guys.
Maybe I was one of those.
Yeah, like they're always kind of up in the stands.
Like, hey guys,
like watching the footy training.
Yeah, that was me. I liked boys.
And so, there was like these 3 girls mainly, and one of them I found out liked me. And you know how girls work. Like, you got to go in groups. You can't just go to footy training by yourself and watch 25 dudes running around.
No, that's just weird.
Yeah.
Taking notes.
Yeah. No phone cameras in those days. Otherwise, they'd be taking video.
Yeah, true.
So these girls used to come to footy training and like, you know, kind of like, oh yeah, that's kind of cool. But anyway, it turns out one of these girls liked me. And so and that was like when I was in year 12. The year after we finished year 12, it was customary at our school, and I think it's because of the small numbers. So the school ball, you could go to the ball in year 10, year 11 and 12, right? So it wasn't just year 12s only.
Okay.
So like in a big school like your
It's
school, for
only year
example,
12.
it'd be only year 12s
Yes.
because there's enough of them.
Yeah, it's 150 of them or whatever.
For us,
180.
our year 12s, I think there was like 40 of us.
Yeah, so that's fair that 10 to 12 go.
So year 10, 11 and 12 go, so you get like 100 people.
Cool.
So basically half the school. It's just the year 8s and 9s that didn't have to, because in those days,
Yeah,
high
it was
school
8 to 12.
was 8
Yeah.
to 12. These days it's 7 to 12. And then in a college, that's year 1 to 12.
Well, yeah,
So,
kindy to 12 actually.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
So I'd been to I didn't go to year 10 ball, I don't think. Year 11 ball, I went with one of my friends. Year 12 ball, I went with one of my friends who was like the hottest girl in school. And in hindsight, I was like,
Yeah.
I may have had a chance there.
Oh, my gosh.
But I've told you about the school
Yeah.
reunion story where the
Yeah.
girls were like, "You're really hot." And I'm like, "Oh, okay.
Was I?
Oh, what a shame." So this girl asked me to go to the ball the year after I'd finished school. Right?
When
'Cause
you
we
used
were
to sneak back and play with the band.
Yeah. But we were allowed to year 12s got invited back to
That's
the ball,
cool.
right?
Yeah.
As like alumni kind of
Yeah.
thing. So we could just go. But she invited me. She asked me to go to the ball with her.
Yeah.
Like it took her a lot of balls. We're talking
her.
like 1992
Yeah.
or whatever it
Yeah,
was. Right?
that's so
for a
brave.
girl in the early 90s to ask a guy out
Yeah.
is in itself is brave.
Awesome.
So she's in year 12. I don't think she'd been to year 11 ball, but year 12 ball, she asked me to the ball with her.
Yeah.
And I said, no, I don't want to go to the ball, right? So
Why?
because I didn't want to go to the ball.
Aww.
And I was also not really into this chick. I was like, plus it was me. I wasn't into girls. Like I
Yeah,
was just,
you were just Damo.
yeah, I was just doing. I'm like,
Yeah.
oh no,
That poor girl.
yeah. So she's asked me to the ball. I said no, right? And then the week of the ball,
Yeah.
a few of my friends who are also ex-year 12s were like,
Yeah.
oh, we're going to go to the ball.
And
Do
you
wanna
went,
go to
oh,
the ball?
okay.
And I'm like, yeah, sure, let's go to the
oh
ball.
my gosh.
So went to the ball as ex-year 12s and she wasn't there
Because you'd rejected her.
because I rejected her, so she didn't go to her year 12 ball.
You are a terrible, terrible person.
One of her friends have come up to me and it's like,
Just threw a glass of punch in your
she's like,
face.
what are you doing here? And I'm
Yeah.
like, oh, me and these guys and these girls, like us
Yeah.
ex-year 12s, we decided to come to the ball, so we're at the ball. And she's like, fucking, I can't remember her name. I do actually know her name. I'm not going to say it.
Don't say it.
She asked you to go to the ball and you rejected her, and now you're here at the ball and she didn't come to her fucking year 12 ball because of you. And I'm like,
Oops.
oh,
Yeah.
oops.
That's
Sorry. And then maybe a week or two later, I'm
Yeah.
walking down the main street in Meriden, which is shops on one side
Yeah.
and that's where the footpath is. And then on the other side, it's like grassed area.
Yeah, yeah.
There's no reason to be on that area. She's walking towards me along the footpath. She sees me. She crosses
crossed
the road,
over.
walked along the grass
Oh my
until she was past me and then
God.
crossed back and kept walking.
Oh.
And I'm like, I ruined that chick's year 12 ball.
Yeah, you
like
did.
that. And the girls, because they put a lot of effort into getting dresses and
Yeah.
stuff. Me, as an ex, when I was in year 12 and year 11, you hire a suit and you get all fancy. Excuse me, as an ex-year 12, I'm just like, yeah, pants, leather jacket, bam, went to the ball, didn't give a shit. But yeah, that poor girl didn't get to go to the school ball because I turned her down because stupid Damo was like, girls don't like me.
Girls don't. I mean, I'm nobody.
I don't
oh my
care.
God.
I'm not going.
That poor girl.
Yeah, and she was apparently dead into me, and I was like,
You
a
didn't
prick.
even know.
Yeah, so I kind of had an idea,
Yeah,
but I
but
was
you weren't
also
into
like,
her.
no, I wasn't into her because I didn't see girls that way. I was just like, no, I don't know you that well. I'm not attracted to you or whatever. I didn't say this, but I just thought about it. I'm like, no, I don't want to go to the ball with someone just for the sake of going to the ball, and so I didn't. Yeah,
Poor girl.
what an ass.
Yes. I'm sad for her because I've been rejected before, so I know what that's like.
Yeah.
My year 12 ball, I wanted to go with this boy.
Yeah.
I waited, and then my friend got in before me, and he was like, okay. And I was like,
See me, my year 12, year 11, I went with Karen. Who was
Oh, yeah,
awesome.
yeah.
Karen was a great friend. And then in year 12, there was this girl who's actually now a really good friend of my sister's.
yeah, right, yeah.
Who I thought, And there's actually a photo of us at the year 10 camp standing next to each other. And I was just like, I thought my dreams had come through because I had a crush on this chick all the way through high school from like year 8 to year 12. I thought she was just the absolute duck's nuts. So getting a photo standing next to her wearing my bathers, I was just like, oh my God.
Champion!
But then like we became friends. And so I asked her the ball in year 12 and she was like, yes.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, man, I should have bloody hit on that girl.
Should have.
But I didn't have the balls. I didn't know what you're supposed to do.
It's amazing how those some do. Like some just have that instinct in high school.
I just didn't. Yeah.
I didn't really either. Like I liked boys, but they weren't really, I think because I was too mature. Yeah. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
Like they just weren't.
No, I was just afraid.
I think also I was a scary fucking like, that was that dominant personality female, and I think boys were like, holy fuck, she scares the shit out of me.
Well, it's like my friends were like, how the hell did you get her to agree to go to the ball with you? Like, that's one of the hottest girls in school. And I'm like, because I asked her.
Yeah.
And that's when I kind of like, I think I've spoken about this before, where people, they put themselves, I don't like to use this, but like, the numbering rating system, okay?
Yes.
Where people are like, oh, I'm only a 4, so therefore I shouldn't date above a 6.
Yeah.
No, fuck that. Go for 10s.
Yeah.
I don't give a fuck if you're a 4. Go for 10s.
Agreed.
Because inside, you're probably a 10.
Yes.
If you're not, you may be a fucking asshole.
Yeah.
And that goes for men and women.
Yeah.
And then people are like, oh, what's that chick doing with that dude? He's not attractive enough for her. Who cares? Mm-hmm. That's none of your business for a start. But obviously they're into each other for whatever reason. Same with like, why would that guy date that woman? She's fat. None of your fucking business.
Yeah.
And he's obviously doesn't give a fuck if she's fat.
All the time.
Or maybe he likes her fat.
Yeah.
Or maybe it's just not a fucking important thing in life.
Yeah. But it is. A lot of people can't handle that. They can't handle that.
That's just jealousy that someone else has found happiness and you fucking haven't. So you're going to sit there and criticize other people for their relationships based on their physical appearance.
I know, it's disgusting.
And it is shit.
Yeah.
So, no, I would always maintain, I don't give a crap who you are. If I like you, it doesn't matter what you look like. As long as, okay, addendum to that. If you look like the Elephant Man, I'm probably less likely to be attracted to you.
That movie, I cry like a baby every time I see it.
But he was also a really wonderful dude.
He was amazing. There's that scene where he's like drinking tea and he's being lovely and they're just staring at him and I sob every time.
So like, and it's just like, I think you said to me once, you're like, oh, you've got a type. And I'm like, here's some photos of all the women that I've dated over the last few years.
You don't.
No, you don't. No. It's like, no. But my type is good people.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, you don't know whether they're a good person or not straight away because people can act however they want to act.
Yeah.
But anyway, so what is the meaning of life? To live.
I like it. I like it a lot.
Yeah. Prioritize yourself.
Yeah.
Be
True.
cool. Yeah.
Yes. That's a big one, I think.
I hope everyone over the last week has gone out and had some really great orgasms. Feel free to write to us about it. Send us a video.
No.
That was inappropriate.
That was inappropriate. But tell us about, we want to hear,
If your outlook on it has changed, and it probably hasn't, but or, if you want to anonymously tell us that you're having terrible sex and it ruins your life, no, don't do that. That's awful.
What about like how you turned around your sex life because you admitted to your partner it wasn't great and so you like...
I mean, not as a result of what we've said.
No. I mean, I know we're amazing, but like I don't think we're changing people's sex lives.
No, I don't think we're changing people's lives.
But if you were one of those people who like spoke up and went, hey, actually, this isn't working. Try this, and this, and this.
Well, you know what? Just if you want to message us for any reason whatsoever, email. If you want to complain about us, go for your life. We'll probably tell you to get fucked on the next week's episode.
You know what we do need to mention?
We have social media contacts, yes.
Yeah, so Instagram.
Mm-hmm. You go.
In My Lounge Room. Facebook, In My Lounge Room podcast, and our email, skyeanddamo@gmail.com.
Absolutely.
Lucky I know them all.
Oh, I know them, but I was like, it's just cool, easier if you do it.
Yeah.
You're the marketing person.
I am the marketing person.
I do all this technical shit.
Yeah, I just
to you.
No, I just say funny things in the info.
I always wait for that. Although sometimes I'm like, wow, she said a lot, and then I'm like, oh, we talk about a lot.
And sometimes it's hard to like get it into like 2 paragraphs.
Especially when we get to the beginning of the episode and you're like, what are we going to talk about today? And I'm like, existential nihilism.
And I'm like, what the? Okay, we haven't really.
Well, we did a bit.
Yeah.
I mean, we did talk about, like I said, the reason for doing things, the reason for being here. Is there fate? Is there any kind of are you destined to do things? Are you expected to do things? You know, and like I said at my school reunion, people going, "Oh, I just did what I thought what I was expected to do. I had a family and I had kids and I got a good job."
sad.
And I'm like, well, I just tried to be a rock star and play
I tried to be an
gigs.
actress. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I spent 30 years playing rock star. Like, you know, I never made money out of it, but I got to actually do all that shit. I got to go on tour. I got to go to studios and I got to hang out with rock stars and I got to meet a lot of people and live a life that people didn't get to live. But I did that because I wanted to do it.
Yeah.
So the meaning of life is live your fucking life.
Yeah. Definitely.
Don't get bogged down in expectations and don't worry about what people think.
Oh, that's a big thing.
Yeah. And you know what? If you want to get likes on Facebook for whatever the reason go for your life.
Yeah, I mean, they make you feel good. It's
Yeah.
it's like a
Just
drug.
be careful what you say on there because, I mean, I see, like, in my memories coming up, some of the memes that I posted, like, from about 7 years ago when I was, like, not in a great place mentally. 2015, I was not in a great place. And I'm getting all these reminders of that on Facebook, like, of memes that I posted.
When you're really not and you're
like,
whoa.
The memes that I've got there. Oh, that's what I was going to say. This is hilarious. Just one more thing.
Okay.
So Karen sent me this, okay? So I'm going to read out what has been sent to her.
Okay.
Hey, 10th of December 2018. Hey, 19th of December 2018. Oh, so the first one was 19th of December. Hey, what food do you eat? 6th of April 2020. First date was 19th of December 2018.
Okay, I can already see how this is going. Yeah.
6th of April 2020. Attachment unavailable. And then the next thing is a YouTube link. Calling in sick to places you don't work. That was on the 8th of March 2021.
Yeah.
Okay. So almost a year later.
Okay.
And then this week, hey, what are your thoughts on ayahuasca ceremonies and naturopathy? So this is over the course of a 4-year period. Now, I'm going to show you something. Any replies?
None.
So this dickbag has messaged Karen over a 4-year period, random shit, and then she's taken the bait and said, "What the hell is It's ayahuasca?" She's gone, "What the hell is this?" And he said, "It's like South American hallucinogen." And Karen, in typical Karen form, has said, "Sounds like quack anti-vax bullshit. Why are you asking me?"
Right. Sorry, Karen.
And he said, "Just want your opinion." It's like, dude, 4 years of sending stupid messages. She's not going to take favourably to your bullshit. And then she said, "That is my opinion. Sounds like quackery. And why do you want my opinion?" Very weird. And so the next one she sent me, I just love this shit, right? So, 31st of October, hi. 3rd of November, hi.
Oh, God, I get lots of them.
Again, that same day, hi. Saturday, hi. Cool, man. Cool. She hasn't even still got the block and delete down the there, so she hasn't responded at all. So this is just Facebook people. But this guy, 23rd of November 2019, hey. 1st of January 2020, hey. 17th of July 2021, hey, how's it going? And then this Saturday, hey, you. Bro, don't just message hello. Like once again, once a year.
Yeah,
I'm just gonna. So what's she gonna do? Like in 2024, she's gonna go.
Hey.
Hi.
Oh my gosh! Sorry, I missed all your messages.
It's great that you continued to like persevere because now I've decided I'm going to talk to you because you're not a fucking weird creepo at all.
It'd be like walking past someone's house and like knocking on the door once every month or so. Just a knock and then walking away. Yeah.
Hi.
Yeah. And then finally like, oh, hey, let's have a conversation.
Weird.
Yes.
But yeah, anyway, I just had to drop those in.
Cool.
This has been a long one.
Oh, it has been.
But
yes.
yeah, but I'll just say life is
Like a box of chocolates?
Yeah. Don't eat the shit ones.
No, definitely not.
Life is like a box of chocolates. There's always someone who's going to take the ones you don't want.
Yeah, and look, I just want all the Turkish delight, please.
Oh, fuck yeah.
Yeah.
Don't you hate those memes that in the family favourites or whatever? Whose favourite is Turkish delight? And like
me.
thousands of people go, literally me.
Yes.
Like, I will take all the Turkish delights.
Why do they have a box of Turkish delights?
I love going down to the Turkish bakery
and they have the real Turkish delight.
Turkish delight.
So good.
It's got pistachios in it.
Yes.
And
There's a Turkish restaurant or like sort of cafe just near me, and they do their baklava is like next level. His mum makes it all, and then the Turkish delight is like,
I've gone down to this
good.
Turkish bakery, and
there are moments I miss living in this suburb.
And just they've Turkish rolls straight out of the oven.
Oh, I know when they've done that. The brothers, they're brothers.
They've just got this huge oven.
Oh my God.
They just cook it, and they have like the big loaves. The big Turkish loaves are like $4.
I used to get them all the time, and then just had them with hummus.
The single rolls,
yes.
right? I've gone there and got one of those and just come home and made a burger out of it.
Yeah. I've just cut it up, toasted it, and then just like dipped it warm into hummus.
Oh, look. I
do miss that place.
This amazing dukkha at
stop it.
I think it was at Fresh Provisions. It's like $20 a jar.
I love dukkha.
But it's fucking beautiful. And I got some really expensive olive oil, which I've still got.
Yeah.
It was actually $32, but I got the bottle for $19.
Delicious.
I bought a bottle of balsamic vinegar that cost me $79 once.
I mean, look, balsamic vinegar is so good.
It was 12-year aged balsamic vinegar.
But it was amazing, though.
It was fucking great.
Yeah.
But I have seen bottles of balsamic vinegar which are like 20, 30 years old, which are like $200.
I mean, but I bet that.
And then on Google Foods the other day, he used a 100-year aged bottle of balsamic vinegar. And he did not say how much it cost him, but it's Google Foods, and he's one of the biggest food.
Like 1,000?
Oh, who knows? But he also cooks A5 Wagyu on a regular basis.
There you go. So
that's
all
like $500 per steak. So,
Okay.
Do whatever you want, mate. You've got a highly paid YouTube channel. Anyway.
We need to
wonderful.
shut up.
Yeah, we could do this all day. We ended up talking about food. And, I've got to go use the facilities.
Okay.
All
Say
right.
bye. Bye.
And now the end is near, and so I face the final curtain. My friend, I'll say it clear, I'll state my case, of which I'm certain. I've lived a life that's full. I've traveled each and every highway and more, much more than this. I did it my way. Regrets, I've had a few, but then again, too few to mention. I did what I had to do and saw it through without exemption. I planned each charted course, each careful step along the byway, and more, much more than this. I did it my way. Yes, there were times, I'm sure you knew, when I bit off more than I could chew. But through it all, when there was doubt, I ate it up and spit it out. Faced it all, and I stood tall and did it my way. I've loved, I've laughed and cried, I've had my fill, my share of losing, and now, as tears subside, I find it all so amusing to think I did all that, and may I say, not in a shy way. Oh no, not me. I did it my way. For what is a man? What has he got? If not himself, then he has not to say the things he truly feels, and not the words of one who kneels. The record shows I took the blow and did it my way. Yes, it was my way.
Thank you for listening to In My Lounge Room. Intro music written and performed by Damien McKay. This week's outro song was performed by Damien McKay, originally performed by Frank Sinatra. Music composed by Claude Francois, lyrics by Paul Anka.